Okay, let's talk about video editing. Super fun program called iMovie on your computer. Makes it really easy, and you'll be up and running and making videos in about 20 minutes here, if not less than that. So let's get right to it. First thing we're going to talk about is still photos. You can make a lot of cool videos with just using still images. And in this case, I've already put one in there. And you can kind of tell as I grab this little control bar and move it across my image, it's letting me kind of see what's happening with my video. And they've already pre-applied an effect called a Ken Burns effect. And it's a motion effect where it looks like, in this case, the image is getting larger and kind of coming at me as I'm moving across my timeline here. So if we want to edit that particular feature, we can go down to an option here where it'll let you crop or rotate or do other options, but we can also manipulate this effect, this Ken Burns effect, and change the way that works. Basically what happens is they give you a start area and an end area, and you can take those areas and manipulate them and make them bigger or smaller. So in this case it's going to actually zoom in a little bit faster than what we had before, and I can play it here to sample it. But that's the way to get into this little editing mode. The other options you have in there to working with still photos are you can crop it and make it any size you want. So if you don't want the photo to be really large, you can minimize the area that you're showing. You can fit it to the screen. So those are the best options. Ken Burns definitely is a pretty cool way to make it have a little more energy and action to it. So might consider using that a little bit. So that's about still photos. To get them in there, it's super easy. All you do is take your files that you've gotten, probably download them off the internet. Just take them off your desktop, wherever you stored them, and drag them right on top of your screen here, and then you'll have another image to play with. So you got two images here back to back as I scrub through this way. You'll notice also it gives you an indication of how long that photo is going to last. In this case, it's lasting 4 seconds. You can change that feature by clicking on that little clock area down there, and you can change it to as long as you want in seconds. And you can apply it to this photo or all the photos. So a pretty good little trick to change the timing of it. It doesn't always change the scale of these little icons up here when you do that. Usually it does, but sometimes it doesn't quite move to the same speed as the as you indicate on the time. But it's pretty close. All right, so that's a little bit about still photos. Let's talk about video. Great resource for video for us. Obviously, you can videotape your own stuff and import it. But let's talk about pulling things off of YouTube. I've got another window here. It's got a video. There's a video plug-in for Firefox that you can get that'll let you download YouTube files. In this case, I can use this little icon down here. This is the plug-in part of this Firefox plug-in. And I can click on the MP4 part, and it'll let me download that video. Once it's downloaded, then I can import it into iMovie and edit it and chop it up and do what I want to do with it. So it's a pretty easy way to manipulate video and get video to work on for projects and for testing. So let's go back to iMovie and check that out. So you go to File, Import Movies, locate the file you're looking for. So here we go. Import that guy. It's going to show up this bottom area of your screen, kind of a resources area. So, any videotape that you import is going to show up here, whether it's off of a camera or off of just an import process through file commands. So here's some video footage. Found this guy's wake skimming, and to use it, you can highlight, just select, click, hold, and drag, and select the image area you want to use, or the scene you want to use, and then grab that clip. Click, hold, drag, and drag it up into your project area. So this is where you're actually building your project, and this is kind of all your resources down there in this area. And so from there, you can do other things. You can still edit and modify the length of this. If you double click on it, you can see these other options that pop up as far as the timing. You can trim it and not have it last as long. A few different options you can play with. Let's see what else we need to talk about real fast. Let's talk about transitions. Transitions are special effects that occur in between clips. So you have clips that are still photos or video clips, and you've got some options here. I want to run through these options right across this part of the screen to tell you how to kind of finish off a video. So it's pretty easy to get video and photos in to work with. Now let's add transitions, and this icon here will bring up different little ways to transition between one clip and another. So I guess that's the best way to describe it. Let's see, let's try this circle close one, because it's pretty easy to visualize that on the screen here. So as I scrub through now, it's going to take a bite out of each of those pictures and take part of that and melt them together to come up with that idea. So this is that particular transition called circle close, and you can manipulate them, you can drag them around and put them into other spots, or delete them. Delete it, try it again. Cross dissolve is a really nice one, but they're pretty easy to apply. And then you'll notice a big difference. It adds a lot of energy and excitement. So let's check that out. Okay, so that was transitions. All right, talk about titles and text. That's pretty easy too. They give you a few options. You can basically apply your text and titles by just dragging and dropping these little types of titles onto the image area that you want to apply it to, or off to the side, and it'll put it on a black screen. Let's go ahead and put it right on top of the front part here. So I can attach it there, and you'll notice it's going to give me a text editor I can work with. Check it out. It pretty works just like you would expect. You can go into some options where it says Show Fonts up here, and it gives you a more of a text editor feature, and you can change colors, other features to the fonts, and kind of stylize it a little bit more. Pretty easy to do that. Now, if you need to move these around, they're not always easy to kind of just put them in any position you want in this particular text editor. iMovie doesn't let you do that, but you can double click on it, and if you want to edit it, you can move it around a little bit just by adding some blank rows, and it'll kind of push it around the screen a little bit. So that's a pretty good idea to try too. Okay, let's go down there. Scrolling credits are pretty easy. Again, let's try that one. I'll put it at the end of the video here, and it's going to go across a black screen. And as you, if you play this now, I'll just play the sample text they have. It's going to scroll through and show you, kind of in a moving fashion. You can put your closing credits, or you can use it to introduce information to in a video. So pretty easy to work with that. This is a shortcut to get into the iPhoto library. I don't know if you're going to have a lot of stuff in there necessarily. Okay, adding audio to your movie project is pretty easy as well. In the right-hand corner again, you've got these icons. Here's your little musical icon. Click on to open that guy. You can play movies that are part of the sound effects package, or anything you've played in iTunes before. It's kind of cool. Anything you've played on your iTunes program, it'll show up in here. Let's go ahead and show you how to grab little clips, MP3 files. Take those things and just drag them right on top of either the entire project area or right to a specific area of your screen. So I actually did that one twice. That's kind of a new feature. I didn't know I could do that, to tell you the truth. Just stack them together. Pretty cool. So I've actually made a duplicate of that one. Surprise, surprise. Okay, that worked out pretty cool. If you search for something, such as an ocean sound effect, if you don't find that, it is a little confusing to get back to where you want to, your original library. It doesn't let you click on things to get back there. But if you just X out your search, you're back to the looking through that folder. So that was a little bit confusing when I looked at that a second ago. So using audio files is pretty cool. You can download video clips and then convert them to MP3s. There's a couple different ways to get MP3 files in there. But any kind of popular music that you want to use for our project we can use, and kind of the same kind of deal. You can edit these little clip pieces as well. So you can trim these and not use the entire piece. Or move them around to different sections or delete them. They're pretty easy to manipulate. So that's pretty much it about iMovie. So, I guess the last thing you probably need to know is how to use or export videos. Now, I didn't really make a complete theme or a message here. We'll talk about that in the next video. But once you've completed your video, the next obvious thing to do is to export it and share it. So when you're ready to turn in or export your movie, you're going to find a share command. And if you go to export movie, that's going to create a video format, an M4V format. It's kind of like today's modern MPEG format that can be applied and used in lots of different devices. Probably you would want to label it with your period number, your last name, and the title of the project. And then once you hit export, that'll show up in your wherever you've saved it to, and you can then turn that into our video folder. Now the other option you've got there is under share. You've got export using QuickTime. That one's going to make it into a QuickTime movie file.